On game days, what was it like at the high school on game days? Were there pep rallies in those days?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
pep rallies.
Yeah. They'd bring the gym in. Yeah.
At the old high school?
Big pep rally. Yeah, up there at the old gym up there on the hill, you know.
I guess
It'd
the
fill
band-
that place up.
But the band would be playing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They'd have the band up there, and they'd have all the cheerleaders decked out, you know, and jumping up and down and hollering and getting the crowd all gathered up. And it was somewhat different from time to time, depending on who you was playing. Now, if we was playing Lenore City, man, this place was rocking.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, absolutely rocking. And then, of course, all that week prior to the game, little mischief going on between the two cities, you know, people driving through Lenore City throwing eggs and pumpkins and all kinds of stuff, and then they coming down here and putting soap in the fountains and all the stuff like that, you know. So, you know, there's all kinds of little antics went on. But
I remember Butch Crabtree, old quarterback. He started, because it's warm early season. He'd wear his shorts, walking shorts. Well, it's warm and nice. He said, man, I'm gonna wear these till we lose. Well, it got cold at the end of that '62 team. He said he continued to wear those shorts. Well, the next year we won again, you know, 10 games, and he wore those same shorts to every game at night. And he was dressed to get to go home. It was cold in the season. So we didn't lose until the last game of his senior year, so he had to wear those shorts for 2 straight years to the games on Friday night. It's a little thing, but I'll never forget that.
Now, did y'all on Thursday practice? Did y'all practice Thursday night?
We did, under the lights, because it helped, because the games was at night, and like I received punts, I did it for 4 years, and had to help you, you know, to receive punts under the lights instead of just in daytime. So there's a lot of reasons that we did that, you know.
Did y'all get out of class on Fridays to go down and polish your helmets and shoes?
There was times when we could get out of class to go do various things, you know. But, I don't think it was anything just we done every week, you know, or anything like that. But if something needed to be done, we could get out. Matter of fact, they would let us certain people out to come up and help line the field off. You know, we'd start it and get it going and all that. So, there were various things that we get out of class for to aid the football team.
Off camera, when I had the camera stop, Raymond, you were talking about the Lenore City game your senior year, why it was special. Would you tell me your stats on that '63 game against Lenore City?
Well, I don't know how or why I did, but we was warming up, and I said, Coach, I can't wait for this game to start. Just, you know, you just had that feeling as an individual and as a team. And the guys, there was linemen blocking and some of the, and I had it ended up 300 yards game, 150 yard rush and 4 touchdowns. It's just one of the super games, super team effort, you know. It is just a game, but I don't know, I just had extra
juice,
desire and juice. And I guess I run the ball better than I'd ever run, and them guys got their block. It's a little city. So that was it all tied in together, and that sure give me a good night.
It all helped.
All right. Who was y'all's bus driver? Do you remember that?
W.B.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
W.B. Cosner.
Yeah.
And then his son is.
Yeah.
How about team doctor? Who was the team doctor?
Most time it's Dr. Blair.
Sometimes Sam, Doc, Blair, most times Dr. Blair.
Yeah, most time it was. Sure was. Yeah, he's one pieced my hand together back down there at Rockwood I was telling you about earlier, you know. And before you could get back into the game. But most of the time it was Dr. Blair.
One of your classmates, Joe Turpin, was a big tackle. And it appeared he was headed to UT before he was killed in a car wreck returning home from a game. What are your memories of Joe?
Well, Big Joe, the biggest thing is the last game we played. It was at Maryville. Played at Alcoa over in Maryville. Played Alcoa, and they had this all-state tackle, Vernon Hill, and Big Joe was on his nose. And Big Joe, I told him, I said, you don't have to drive him out. I'll just stand him up and I'll go right off your tail. And that guy didn't hit me one night. Not one time he didn't tackle me that night. We came back, and this is ironic. I was with Joe, two on each seat, and sitting with Joe on the way back to Loudon. I said, Big Joe, I said, I'll tell you what, you the all-state tackle, buddy. I said, that guy didn't hit me all night. And then I went to Atlanta that weekend to see my brother, and left early Saturday morning with his wife's aunt. Came back Sunday night and found out he had been killed in a car wreck.
Yeah.
And that was one of the greatest memories, because I just bragged on him all the way to Loudon. Because, buddy, that's when we held him to such few yardage, unbelievable yardage. And Big Joe was just a man playing with boys, and I just appreciated him so much. And luckily, we sat together on the bus coming back, and I bragged on him all the way back to Loudon.
Peno, what are your memories of Joe?
Joe was big, Joe was fast, Joe was quick, he was easy going, real nice, real
Big
polite.
heart. Yeah.
A tremendous football player. I mean, tremendous. Had Joe lived and we had that season, Joe would have been all everything. He would have. There would have been no doubt about it. He would have made every one of these All-American teams. You know, he would have been the man. But I thought a lot of Joe. I liked him. We always got together at practice, you know, and talked and picked on one another a little bit, you know. But one thing I really remember about Joe, do you remember when he challenged Johnny to a 50-yard race up out of that day? You remember that? And my brother gave him, he gave him 10 yards or something, you know. Now Joe almost won. He didn't, but he almost did. That's how fast he was. I mean, he was fast on his feet, and I enjoyed it. When all this happened right here, man, it shook. It didn't just shake the high school or the football team, man. It shook the whole town. Yeah. You know, when all that happened, it was because he was such a top person. Not that he was such a great football player, but he was just such a top person, you know.
Everybody in the SEC was looking at him too.
Yeah, they were. And like I said, at the end of this year that we played, if he had been alive, man, he could have wrote his own ticket. There's no doubt in my mind.
I noticed where I was looking at some document, and I think either it's a Sentinel or Journal, one of them, they put him on their all East Tennessee team.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And if I'm remembering correctly, the quarterback of the all East Tennessee team that year, Steve Spurrier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Graduated the same year.
Johnson City.
Sure did.
Johnson City.
Yeah, Johnson City.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope that's right. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Your quarterback, one of the team captains, Butch Crabtree, who was later killed in Vietnam, a real hero. So what are your memories of Butch?
Well, we were just real close, you know. He played football and basketball, and you know, we practiced so many practices together, and Butch, you know, when he went to college, he went to over at Austin Peay. In freshman sophomore year, he came to Atlanta and lived with Carolyn and I, my wife and I, and got him a job at Ford. And that was a fun summer. Him working at Ford and living with me. And that was special times. That was just shows you what friends we really were. Not just teammates, but we were really friends. And he was just Butch was just a leader. He knew how to win. He knew how to win, buddy. And things get going rough, he'd settle the team down. He just knew how to run the team, didn't he, Peno?
Yeah, he did.
And he was a leader. Might not be the fastest, not be the strongest arm, but he just knew how to win and run a team.
No, he's slower than I was.
Oh yeah. He wouldn't, he wouldn't win these speed demon athletes, a great running quarterback. But I tell you what, he could sure run. He could sure win a ball game, and he could sure lead a team like the quarterback needs to do. You got a quarterback as a team leader like he was. It was a plus, and he was just not only a good athlete and a good person, but just a great close friend.
How about you, Peno? What are your memories?
Well, I remember Butch before we even got into high school, because we was all still playing baseball, And I remember Butch being left-handed and could really throw the baseball. I always felt like, that he might have been a better baseball player than he was football player, but I don't think the opportunities were there, after we all got in high school. Now, I know his daddy took him all over the country in the younger days to play on these teams, and which most of us around here, we didn't have that opportunity to do that. But Butch was a good guy. He was a team man. He was for the team. He wasn't looking for any credit or anything like that, for himself. He just wanted to be the best quarterback on that team that he could be to get us into where we could win a football game. And that's what I see, and that's what I remember about Butch Crabtree as well. Is he's just like Joe. Butch was a good guy too. Butch was, but we didn't have no bad guys, did we?
No, we didn't. We just gelled, together. We're just a team. No superstars, just a team. Yeah. That's all that were.
We didn't have no smart alecks or nothing like that. Everybody was. One thing about those two teams was man, they're so competitive. The people that played on those football teams, they had a hunger to win. Yeah. Now that's what they did. I could sit here and name you off all these guys, and you'd see it in a lot of them, if I named them all off to you. But they did. Everybody had a hunger to win, and real competitive. Somebody come out there and put a good block on you, you better take note of it. You're not going to do that again. And that's the way it was.
Now Joe's brother, Bob, he also played.
Yes, sir.
No.
He did.
Was he a year ahead or behind Joe?
A year behind.
He was in our class.
Yeah.
Bob was.
Yeah.
He was guard. He was a lot smaller guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob was.
Yeah. But he finally grew up.
Oh, he's a fun guy. Bob was different. Joe personality, daylight and dark. Bob was a nut. Look,
Yeah, Bob would get mad at the drop of a hat, and you'd have to hit Joe in the head to brick to get him mad. Yeah.
On the last one here, I've enjoyed this, guys. This has been fun. Y'all have had good careers, looking back, and a good time in high school. What does it mean to you to be a Redskin?
Well, just the tradition, and the togetherness we had. It's like when I was one of the first 10 Hall of Fame, and I got that award. I said, to me, this is a team award. It takes 11 guys doing their job to win and to be successful. And I said, let's run backs, the yards rushing, touchdowns, pass reception, get so much publicity. And them big guys up our front don't get near as much. And I said, they the engine that makes it run. And I said, I just accept this on behalf of that team, because to me it was a team award. And that's the way we played, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The last 2 years. And just the joy of playing with those guys and winning like we did, and have a great coach.
Yeah, it's always much more fun to win.
Oh yeah, they did.
Peno, how about you?
If you asked me to put one word on it, I'd say respect. And I think we was all raised up around here to respect that high school and respect what it stood for. Playing football was just part of it, but all in all, it would be the respect, because I don't care where you go, you know, when you get to talking about Loudon and the Redskins, people know. I mean, they all know about Loudon traditions, Loudon High School, Loudon competitiveness, and I don't think that's something that's going to go away no time soon. You know, it's been, I know we've had some tough times out here, but none still. When you put a product on the football field, then you should be competitive. You know, you should be competitive, and when you do that, then you're going to gain the respect from everybody.
Sure.
You know, so that's the way I see it.
All right. Well, again, thanks so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Glad, had a good time.